Now I know it's been like some few days since I posted my last video. So you remember this pen? We've disposed of our last batch that we raised using that Ultima Plus feed that we tested out on Rostrio 8 broilers from Agrited Hatchery. So the result, just as I posted, you've seen everything in my video. Now there is something we want to be doing in our next batch. You can see I've already cleared the whole pen, pack away the used sawdust, then took them to my farm where I planted the yam that I showed in a few weeks ago in the video that I posted. So I also added the manure to the yam, and the yam is really doing well. I can tell you that, because the way it is really spreading in terms of the vine is really encouraging. It's expected because they are actually the yam is actually receiving the manure it ought to be receiving. So what am I going to be doing in this next batch of birds that I want to raise? Now I like testing things out. That's me for you. When I hear anything about poultry, oh, this feed is this, oh, this breed is like this one is like this, I love to test it out. That's me. Now I've heard about Proline, though the last time I used it, I didn't really make a video of it. So that's why I can't really say much about it, but I would love to test it out again. Now, what am I going to be doing in this next batch of birds that I'll be raising? We'll actually be raising Cobb 500, no longer Rostrio 8 for this experiment that we want to do with this feed. Now, I would love to try out at least two different type of feed. That is, I'll be comparing them against the one we know, the one that has been giving us the very good result we've been seeing. That is the Brooder. So I'll be testing out the Proline from Top Feed, and then this Ultima Plus, we have to repeat the experiment again. What do I mean? You remember, just as this my follower commented, I really appreciate your comments, sir. How I'm supposed to have done it is probably the same batch of birds, separate them, let them have access to the same condition, the same water, medication, and all of that. But what I'm going to do in this batch is maybe I'm going to stock like 150. Now, once I stock that 150, I'm going to divide them into 3 equal parts. I'll be showing you the whole thing, mix them together. Then I'm not going to select. After mixing the 150 together, and I will not divide them into 3 equal parts. That is 50-50. You know, they normally give one extra, that is 51 each. If I'm lucky, and at the end I saw 51 per carton. So I'm going to divide them into 3 equal parts. And one nipple drinkers can actually serve about 10 matured birds, but I'll have to ensure I separate them into 3 equal parts. Then one part will actually be for breedwell feed, then raised with nipple drinkers. Then the second part will be for Ultima Plus feed, raised with nipple drinkers. Then the third one will be for Proline, will be on Proline feed, raised with nipple drinkers as well. If I'm able to get additional bird drinkers before I start this particular batch, I'm going to add like I'll have to do it this way. First one, which is breedwell, on bird drinkers and nipple drinkers. The second one, which is Ultima Plus, on bird drinkers and nipple drinkers. And then the third one, which is going to be Proline on bird drinkers and nipple drinkers, all on the same strains of broiler, that is Cobb 500. At the end, we are going to be comparing their weight, which performs best. Then they will all have access to the same water, the same quality of water, the same medication, the same brooding temperature, the same care. So I'll be showing you the whole thing, so that at the end we'll be able to tell, okay, we've tested this on Cobb 500, this is the result we get. We've tested it on Rostrio 8, this is the result we get. So using this Proline, using Ultima Plus, using breedwell feed. So that's what I'm going to be comparing. I can assure you this particular series that I'm going to be uploading is going to be very wow. It's going to be very useful for us in case we want to take an informed decision. Now, this is something I just decided to just take the risk, spend my money, do all of that, so that you can have that quality information. Now, this is what I'll be doing in this whole batch, starting from day one. Now, we are not going to be ignoring the next, the very step that we normally take when we want to stock our best, which is first of all sweeping your pen. Now, we've already done the first part because we've used it to raise our best. That is the last batch that we disposed. I've already removed the used litters, then swept the pen, though I'm still going to sweep it the second time before coming to start the cleaning, the washing. Then we need to wash with detergent. After washing, we rinse until we observe that the whole place is clean. Then we'll now come and disinfect with hypo solution. That's what I normally use. This doesn't mean this is the ideal chemicals or chemical combination you should use to disinfect or wash your pen. No, I'm always trying to look for a cheap and effective way to actually raise my best, manage whatever thing I'm doing. I know expensive chemicals might be very, very active, but hypo solution can as well do the same thing for you, or bleach solution can also do the same thing for you. Minor repair you may need to do, very important, because you don't want rats to be parading your pen whenever you have your chicks there, because if you have some dangerous rats, they may even kill some of your chicks, especially when they are still very young. So that's why you need to look around the net. Is there a place you need to fix? Is there a place you need to repair? You quickly try and put that in order before stocking your chicks. So since the last time we fixed our net, I don't think there is any point we'll need to make a repair. But however, I'll still have to go through them if need be. I'll have to do that. Now, the floor is also not left out. If there is a place you need to also use some cement to cement, so that you don't have ants coming to invade your pen from there, you may need to add some cement and use it to level that place, so that you don't have issues. So once the whole thing is dried, the next thing you do, you start your washing and cleaning. Now, once the washing and cleaning is done, we now enter the next part, which is setting up our brooder. So I already have a whole lot of video in my channel on how to set up your brooder to brood your day-old chicks. Now, normally this is the part I normally set up my brooder. If you've been following my video, this is the part. So as they grow, I keep expanding it. As they grow, I keep expanding it. But this time, it's still the same part. We are going to start our set up our brooder, but we are going to demarcate it into 3 equal parts. Now, during this our comparison, we are also going to take the spacing we give to them into consideration, because that will also determine how fast they are to grow. That is the spacing, that is our stocking density. So we wouldn't say, okay, because Breedware has been giving us superb result, let us just give them a little space. No, we'll try and use our eye to gauge the space equally. The one that we are going to give to the first set, which will be for Breedware, that the one we'll be using Breedware, we'll show it to you. Give the same space to the one that will be using Ultima Plus on. Then give the same space to the one that we will be using the Proline feed on. At the end of 35 days, that is by the end of 5 weeks, starting from day 32, we are going to give you the final weight to know, okay, has this outperformed, as in, has it outshined the last batch we raised, or it has outshined the previous batch we've been raising using Breedware feed. Now, there is another thing I'm looking at, because at the moment, I don't really have the cartons that I will need to use to cover the sawdust for the first 3 days or 4 days. So, or the newspaper. I will still have to look around. In case I'm not able to get that, I may go for wool shave as my bedding materials for the maybe for that first one, for the first week or for the first 2 weeks before switching to sawdust. But I will need to go around to ensure that I'm able to get some paper or carton that I can use to cover the sawdust for the first 3 to 4 days. Now, this is what we are going to be doing. If you have your question, I always appreciate people commenting on my video, asking questions and all of that. I always try to respond to every question you ask, either with a video, or if the question is simple enough, I respond by simply replying you with text. So, like some of us that have asked me some personal question regarding consulting and all of that, I'm trying to get a package for you. I will get back to you on that. Seriously, though at the moment I'm very, very busy at the moment. So once I clear all my schedule, I'm going to notify you on how to get in touch with me so that we can start up what we need to start up. So this is what we'll be doing. I just want to give us a preamble of what's to come. So be expecting it. It's going to be a very, very interesting batch that we are going to be raising. So this is where we are today. Thank you so very much. Again, if you find this video helpful, in a way to say thank you, kindly do where to hit the subscribe button. Turn on the notification icon. Like, comment, and share, as this will help us to grow our channel and reach a larger audience. Thank you so very much.